Pokémon Legends Arceus, guys. Okay, so this isn't really my review, but I just need to get my initial thoughts out after beating the game and starting my second playthrough on the Switch. Oh my god. Okay, listen, Nintendo, don't sue me. I was playing the game about a week before it came out. Well, focus. Playing the game about a week before it came out. I beat it already. No spoilers in this video. Not necessarily, unless something pops up that, I don't mean to spoil. And then, of course, I got my physical copy today on release day. I'm posting this the day after release. And I just started, again, I'm taking my more time now, being more thorough with research tasks and quests and missions and everything. And I have to say, guys, this may be just a honeymoon phase. This may just be something that, fades away over time. This is by far, initial reaction after beating the game, by far the best Pokemon game of the last, I want to say decade, but that more so 8 to 9 years. I don't know. Okay, personally, I love X and Y. X and Y has a soft spot in my heart. I grew up with that game. Love the online functionality of that game with the PSS. I love X and Y. This might pass it for me. I don't know if it passes Black and White too, so that's why I say 8 or 9 years. But this game right here is a testament to the fact that Game Freak still has it. Game Freak still has it, and I think a lot of people are surprised, myself included, after the past couple of Pokemon games. They're not bad per se, but they're just not interesting. They don't lack, or they don't, kind of ensue faith. They don't inspire. They didn't do anything new for a fucking long time, okay? And granted, yes, I know for the most part this is, for all intents and purposes, a Breath of the Wild clone with a Pokemon kind of setting. The liberties they took in changing the gameplay just really, it shocks me, honestly. I thought, listen, Pokemon's a yearly franchise, apparently more than yearly now, because, we just got it games 2 months ago, and now we're getting this. It's kind of gradual. Every improvement we see to the series is gradual, but with the Switch generation, it's been very weird, where they had Let's Go, where, they got rid of wild encounters to an extent, and then they brought them back in Sword and Shield, but then the Rust Overworld stuff, and then Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl was just a complete step back in every way imaginable. With this, it feels like they took a leap. This is a leap for Pokemon, in my opinion. And I am so excited to see where it moves forward, because, like I said, Pokemon is an annualized series. It's gradual. In 10 years, dude, Pokemon is going to be bussin'. 10 years from now, you're just watching this video like, oh, no, he was completely wrong about that. No, but, man, I don't even know where to begin. This, like I said, this isn't my review. This is just me gushing about the game right now. I love the UI and just how smooth everything is. Everything feels very modern for a Pokemon game. Just quality of life stuff, right? The tutorial's a decent length still, but they cut it down a lot. When you learn a new move, it just pops up saying new move, and then you go do it manually. That's awesome. That's perfect. Because I was thinking, like, man, it always was kind of jarring when you would learn a new move, and then, you'd be like in the middle of like some story scene or something, right? And then you'd learn a new move, and then you have to go through this menu of like picking that new move first before you can see the story. And it's like, dude, I just want to see the cutscene, right? So that's really clean. Just having all the Pokemon level up like at a bar, like a Breath of the Wild. The UI is very Breath of the Wild, right? It's all very clean. I love, and this is my favorite thing to do, is that you can catch multiple Pokemon at once, because in this game you don't have to. You still can. You don't have to battle the Pokemon to catch it. You can just throw the Pokeball, and if it catches it, it catches it. So you can do multiple at once. I love that. It makes doing the research tasks where you have to catch, 10, 15, 25 Pokemon way more enjoyable. That is one complaint I have, though. This is the thing I didn't like about Let's Go. Catching Pokemon is really fun in this game, probably the most fun it's ever been in a Pokemon game, because you still have that element of battling a Pokemon and then throwing a Pokeball after a battle. That's still in there for the people that like that, but then you have this new mechanics. But I don't like when they make you catch a bunch of the same Pokemon. Like, I get it to an extent, like, okay, get the male version, get the female version, maybe even get a shiny version, whatever. Catching 25 of the same Bidoof is kind of tedious and just repetitive, and there's not much to that. The game gets a little leeway with that in this case, in Legends' case, because the catching is so fun. Let's Go did not favor so well, in my opinion, because of that. But yeah, catching Pokemon is a ton of fun, even though I personally don't like having to do a bunch of the same Pokemon over and over. I will say, the Pokemon aggro really easily, like a little too easily. on my second playthrough, now that I'm playing on Switch, now that I'm just taking my time and truly, truly enjoying it, because I originally played it on an emulator, trying to like, okay, I'm gonna make some content for this, and then I realized, like, man, I really love this game. This is the first Pokemon game in almost a decade that has really resonated with me. I'm just gonna take my time and enjoy it. I was gonna do a bunch of like tutorial videos and guide videos, and I'm just like, no, I'm just gonna enjoy this game, sit back, relax. This is probably gonna be my game of the year, unless Nintendo announces something that we don't know about, or maybe if God of War is really good, but. Yeah, this game, man. I don't know. I'm rambling. I'm completely rambling. I had no notes for this video. The areas I will say could be a little bit more varied, and I mean that's the biggest debate on Twitter right now, right? Is just the graphics. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look terrible, in my opinion. I know a lot of people would disagree with that. I think it looks okay. I think it looks better than Sword and Shield. I think Let's Go is probably the best looking Pokemon game still visually, at least like mainline. You know, they could have done, I think this game has a good art style. I think they just needed a better lighting engine, because there are certain areas or like certain like times of day where like it just looks so flat. It looks so, it just looks dumb. Sometimes there'll be lighting and I'm just like, man, what is going on here? So they could have done, I think, once again, like I was saying with the gradual thing, I think once we get the next console, this looks bad because of artistic choice, not because of the Switch's hardware. I'm sure the Switch's hardware doesn't help, but like, it's artistic choice. But with that said, once we get the Switch 2 or whatever we get next, hopefully we start really seeing a big improvement to Pokemon graphics. And I have to say, a brief aside, not about Legends Arceus, but just the Pokemon series as a whole moving forward. Now that we're at this point, now that we're at the open world point, and honestly, I think this could still be more open world. It is kind of like Monster Hunter, how you select an area, then you know, go and do your research tasks. For one, make a big just open world, just do that. That's obviously a next step that I think will happen in a couple years, maybe 5-10 years. But it's also voice acting. It's kind of weird playing a game that feels this big budget for Game Freak. I know, like, compared to like Sony games, it's not even comparable. But for what is considered a big budget Pokemon game in 2022, it's weird not having voice acting, right? You have full control over the camera. It's fully 3D. It's fully, you know, open world. But then there's no voice acting. And the story in this game, it's not amazing. It's fine, whatever. The characters are fine. But I think we're at the point where voice acting is becoming something that we need to start seeing in Pokemon games. We saw Breath of the Wild start that with Zelda. I think that was way overdue for Zelda for sure. But I think even like, there's not really like just voice grunts. It's just the text box sound, man. You don't even hear, like, the characters don't have voices at all. So I think that's something that they need to start doing for the next main series games. What else, man? The ride Pokemon, I forget what the actual term is for them. No spoilers on what Pokemon are actually doing it, but I love that they added a thing, and spoiler alert, potentially, this is like one of the later ones you get. I love that they added a Pokemon that lets you climb everything. That's awesome. I don't like the Pokemon very much, personally, but that they added a Pokemon that turns it into Breath of the Wild fully, and you can just mount and climb everything. That's great. The flying one is awesome. It kind of reminds me, I mean, I think we saw that. It's Braviary, that was pre-release, but they showed that. It kind of reminds me of, I'm going to compare it to Breath of the Wild in every step I can. It kind of reminds me of Rivali's Gale, because you can use it anywhere and it just immediately launches you up. That's one thing I will say about this game. Obviously Breath of the Wild is a better game, but in terms of movement, in terms of traversal, giving you fast ways to move around, I think this game kind of does it better, to be honest. Obviously, Breath of the Wild, like, I'm sure it's more fine-tuned. It has all the physics. You can do the insane stuff with the stasis and the launching yourself. That's not in this game, at least not that I know of. But as a casual player, just being able to ride on Wordeer and then switch to Braviary and then switch to the climbing Pokemon I mentioned that I'm not going to say the name of, it just feels really good. Once you have all your ride Pokemon, it feels really good. It's unfortunate that you don't feel that until you get Braviary at the end of the game. That's kind of unfortunate, but once you have it all, it does feel very, very good to traverse in this game. So, what else is there to talk about? The boss battles aren't very good, I guess. They're just kind of boring. You just throw the bombs, and they're all kind of the same thing. I'm glad, once again, they tried something different. It's like kind of like reminds me of the Trials in Sun and Moon, but obviously it's action. It's an action game now. I want them to keep switching it up. I don't want gym leaders in a game like this. Obviously, you can always sprinkle gym leaders in, but I like that they have these big cinematic moments. The boss fights themselves just aren't very fun. So I think they could do something with that more in the future. Really, for me, the main enjoyment of this game is just walking around and just seeing Pokemon. Everybody loves Pokemon Snap because you just get to see Pokemon in their natural environment. Pokemon Snap is boring, in my opinion, because you don't do anything. You just sit there and take pictures, and you do certain things that make these certain events happen. This is like Pokemon Snap, where you're basically on a freaking Pokemon safari, and you're just looking for all the Pokemon, but you can actually interact with them, and you can battle them. It feels like a more complete version of what Pokemon Snap kind of offers, if that makes sense. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to give my kind of initial reactions to the game. I will be doing a proper, more full review in the near future once I finish my second playthrough, once I finish the post game, because I didn't do that in my initial run. And I just wanted to get this out there, man, because everybody's talking about this game, and I'm just like, man, I'm sitting here, I freaking love this game. Best Pokemon game in probably the past decade, and I needed to share my thoughts on it, my very scatterbrained thoughts. I would love to hear what you guys are thinking about the game, and down in the comments below, how are you enjoying it? Let's get a conversation going. Of course, you can follow me on Twitter at BoTalksMedia. I did change the handle. It's not BoTalksGames anymore. Whoop-de-doo. And, of course, subscribe here for more Pokémon Legends Arceus content and Nintendo content and anime stuff. And, of course, keep it locked. Until next time, bye-bye!